Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my 2014 NFL Draft Team Needs Analysis, and this video is for the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans obviously coming off a very disappointing season, one where they had a lot of expectations coming in. You know, as an organization, they're probably glad to put this season in the books and to sort of move on, okay, into 2014. They'll have a new coach, and I think, when you're talking about their three biggest needs heading into the draft, I think you can't obviously ignore their biggest need, which is at the quarterback position. This year, you had Matt Schaub struggle. You had Case Keenum come in and show flashes. All right, but I think in the end, Case Keenum is a backup quarterback. I think a pretty good backup quarterback as far as NFL standards go. Matt Schaub has seen better days. I think his run in Houston is done. And I think you see this new coach come in and put a stamp on his regime by taking a quarterback here at the top of the first round. I'd be very surprised if they pass on whoever they feel is the top signal caller at the top of the draft here. And look, it's a position that when you don't have a quality guy in that position is like an anchor to the rest of your team. Just complete dead weight. I think it brings down the morale. I think it brings down every part of the team. And I think we saw that with the Chiefs in 2012 and improve it in 2013 with Alex Smith. And I think the Texans can do the same if they're smart with this pick here. They have the pieces around a young quarterback for him to succeed early. They'll have Arian Foster coming back from his injury. They have Andre Johnson and DeAndre Hopkins. They have a solid tight end in Owen Daniels. I think where they have to shore up, though, is what I feel their second need is on the offensive line. In particular, that right tackle position. I mean, the Derek Newton, Ryan Harris experiment just hasn't worked. This was, I thought, a need for the Texans going into last year's draft. But they didn't, they obviously have not done a good job of shoring up that right tackle spot opposite Dwayne Brown. When you look at Brooks and you look at Myers at the center and guard position, I think you're solid there. When you talk about Wade Smith, though, at the other guard spot, I think that position needs to be upgraded as well. So I think you're looking at, first and foremost, to me, that right tackle position. And I think that's one they either fill via free agency or the draft. Looking at the free agents, they'll probably be better off filling that right tackle spot through the draft, and they'll have a nice pick right at the top of the second round to be able to explore that possibility if they want to. And just overall building depth on that offensive line, I think will be important, not only for a new young quarterback, but obviously for that running game, which is really the calling card of this team in the seasons where they were, at the top of the AFC South. Other than quarterback and offensive line, when you look at the defensive side of the ball, this is a defense that statistically was pretty good this year. Okay, they obviously have two very good defensive ends in J.J. Watt and Antonio Smith. Okay, in my eyes, they obviously have Brian Cushing leading that linebacking core. But to me, in the back end of that defense, I think they can stand to get better. Jonathan Joseph had a pretty solid year this year, but outside of him, I think they can really upgrade at cornerback or safety through the draft here. Kareem Jackson, I like. I'm more talking, nickel. A nickel package is now becoming a pretty standard package here in the NFL. So maybe a middle round pick on a nickel back or even the safety position. I know they drafted Swearinger last year. He did not have that great of a year this year, but he's a rookie. Okay, you expect him to develop next year. I think they can upgrade the Daniel Manning aspect of that safety tandem. Maybe get another young safety to go along with Swearinger. I think that might help as well. But again, that defense pretty solid overall. But I do think that back end can be improved, maybe with middle to late round picks and maybe some savvy free agent signings as well. But those are the draft needs as I see them for the Texans: quarterback, offensive line, particularly right tackle, and also the back end of that defense. I would say minus Jonathan Joseph and Kareem Jackson, who I think have been pretty good this year. Guys, let me know what you think are the needs for the Texans heading into the draft. This will be a big draft for them, the first draft with the new coach. They'll obviously be picking at the top of the first round here and the subsequent rounds as well. So let me know what you guys think. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. Guys, I'm going to be doing a needs analysis video like this for all 32 teams. I'll be doing mock drafts, prospect profiles, covering the NFL draft and the offseason wall to wall here, along with my normal playoff coverage. So be sure to subscribe, be sure to join the conversation, and have a great night.